Welcome to Satsang. Welcome to this moment. Welcome to this breath, to this aliveness, to this here-ness. Welcome to whatever sensations might be present, whatever emotions, whatever undercurrent of circumstances or events, or whatever the degree of allegiance to a past might be, whatever degree of allegiance to a future there might be, whatever degree of allegiance to a past, whatever degree of allegiance to a past. I love we got the remix. So perfect. It's still flowing? Okay, good. Noticing the tone of our apparent existence, the tone of our existence, the tone of our identity. How beautiful that we get to play all these roles for each other in our lives. So beautiful that we get to explore all these different facets of ourselves and discover new ones and new ones and new ones. And how sweet, it's so kind to also, in the context of this space and coming together, instead of our attention being solely on the content of awareness, so the content of awareness are all the things we can describe, all the things we can name, all the things we can define, all the things we can sense, any sense of a story, any sense of a time, anything at all. Data, 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 mind, 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 phenomena, 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 wonder, 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 adventure, 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 horror, 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 all of it. And for a moment, here, in this moment, to consider, to explore, to get curious about, instead of focusing so much on the descriptions, to feel into that which is aware, to feel into that which has never been stuffed into a concept or shoved into an idea or an identity or a time or a place or an experience or a realm. That which has never been shoved into a realm or a body or a pocket of information or a braid of DNA, that which is free, that which has never known any separation, that which has never been bound to a dream or lulled into a dream of time and space. Next second. But this which is forever undressed and naked and here and clear and bright, an instinctive recognition of pure, unbounded openness. Of course, this doesn't mean that one needs to notice this all the time or be or live this all the time. Or this doesn't mean that we end up in a vegetative state or we no longer clean our houses or brush our teeth or answer emails or show up to the complexities of our world as a presence of benefit. It's an actual invitation to discover full capacity to show up. What I love about knowing ourselves as no thing in particular, no separate thing, not at all diminishing or the word? Not at all making ego out to be something bad, or turning ego into a villain, or turning the mind into something wrong or bad, or into a flawed existence, but noticing that in this openness, with everything allowed to be as it is. So I had a sweet session today with a beloved, and it was sweet to hear them in the beginning communicate their experience and, putting letting go on a pedestal, putting sleep on a pedestal, putting no mind on a pedestal, and of course, so friggin' annoyed because they weren't getting no mind. There was a lot of mind present. There was a lot of holding on present. There was a lot of no sleep present. And oh shit, if I could only not sleep, if I could only sleep and I could only make this mind shut up, if I can only let go of all the things that I've acquired, whether it be ancestral trauma, whether it be conditioning, programming, the experience, the tumbles and the rough houses of life. If I could only get rid of that shit, then oh hey. It's like chef's kiss, Nanu nanu, may the force be with you. And it's so sweet to hear that. Has anyone ever thought that you needed to let go of something before you could rest? Or you needed to acquire something in order to finally be at peace? Wondrous. The wondrous play of mind. That's what mind does. Everything's greener on the other side. Everything's better in the next second that never comes. Everything was better back in the day. And we innocently overlook the we innocently don't notice every atom in its place, the harmony that is, the brilliance, the light, the shine, the uninterrupted fulfillment of being. During ceremony this past weekend, a beloved was just speaking to with such passion and such longing to this concept of the frequency of love, and love being the highest frequency. And if I could only hold on to that state, if I could only keep that frequency high enough, oh my gosh, if I could only just, and it's so sweet because it's such beautiful words, such beautiful poetry, what a beautiful ideal. Not everyone's having that thought. Not everyone's considering that possibility. It is definitely a step in the right direction for our species. So profound. And then so tragic that the simplicity of the only frequency that has ever existed as love is just overlooked, just as this moment is. This moment is love. Love is a very, what's the word? It's a very what's the word I'm looking for? When something has a lot of ammunition in it, it's a very charged word. Yes, it's like it can invite all kinds of ideas and concepts, from Hallmark movies to a feeling, to a warmth, to a sensation. And in this context, I'm just speaking to it as beingness itself. If we were to feel into the qualities of this awareness, noticing in this space is awareness welcoming, is awareness trying to change something right now, or it just allows everything to be as it is. Just notice. Notice all that you've already allowed to naturally be as it is. Maybe we start wrestling with our minds and we're not wanting to allow our minds to be as it is, or we don't want to allow our bodies to be as it is, or we don't want to allow the world to be as it is, which is all happening here. The world happens here. Life happens here. And to consider feeling into the qualities of this that is always right where you are. In certain subcultures and in certain paths and certain traditions, the word transmission has a lot of relevance. A transmission of an energy, a transmission of a realization, a transmission of a clarity, of a frequency or of a level of consciousness, a transmission of peace, a transmission. Oh, you transmit such joy, you transmit such peace, you transmit a transmission. And I love that that exists. And for this moment, in the context of our time together, no such thing as transmission. We're too close for anything to ever be transmitted to one another. The invitation here is to notice what is bare bones, just as it is, already fulfilled, already at peace, already home. Never once caught up in an idea that something needs to change in order for, even though saying that doesn't mean that something needs to change is wrong. There's a lot that needs to change. And it's so wonderful. One of the beautiful things about recognizing this, getting familiar with this, meeting this, noticing, oh yeah, is it really supports the dream of change in profound ways. In other words, we're no longer locked into trying to solve something with the same innocent, unconscious mind that created it to begin with. But we're actually freed up, our energy freed up, our intellect freed up, our gifts and talents freed up, our hands, our unique medicine, a unique tea bag that is our heart, the fragrant floral greens, the herbs of our essence, fully available. We exist as a presence of solutions, presence of benefit, a presence of love, a presence of peace. With all that's happening on the planet and our attention brought to these nations, to these groups, these cultures, and we overlook that a culture, a country, a planet only exists of individuals. And these individuals, innocently, it's kind of like we're just starting to get a clue as a species that we have tools available to us to take responsibility for our discomfort as a way for that discomfort not to get displaced over and over again on either the next generation or just anyone we meet, whether it be road rage or the supermarkets or, it's so fascinating. But if I were to look at all spiritual paths and all that they all have in common, the invitation is to take responsibility, to know who we are, to recognize where war begins and war ends. You know, so I really, if you're in this room tonight and we're having this exploration and these words are coming through as a confirmation, as an invitation, I just feel such gratitude for the unique path that you walk in your life, that you walk in your life, that you walk in your life, that you walk in your life. You know, you're already showing up as one who is choosing, exploring, devoted to not contributing to the suffering of the planet. And a deep bow to that. Deep bow to that. For human life to recognize the value of kindness. Deep bow to that. For human life to recognize the value of peace, the value of rest, the value of wisdom. Deep bow to that. Endless bow. The kind of bow that includes every atom in existence. The plant kingdom bowing, mineral kingdom bowing, animal kingdom bowing, the kingdom of celestial bodies bowing. And as we sit here and open and rest and allow our nervous systems to be as they are and our bodies to be as it is, allowing everything in this room to be as it is, allowing this planet to be as it is. All our love and compassion can go to all the beloveds on the planet that have yet to notice what they haven't noticed yet. I wrote a song many years ago that the chorus says, well, the verse says, my stomach's full, I'm doing well. These eyes can recognize the heaven in the darkest hell. How can I complain? I'm a grateful soul. Still every now and then, the sadness makes its presence known. Sadness for the millions of beings who lose their homes, one tree at a time. For the unnecessary suffering of all humankind, for the innocent, the ignorant, their willingness to survive, for the love who has not found itself, today I sit and cry. For the love who has not found itself, today I sit and cry. And in that, I want to communicate to beloveds that are on a path and exploring and opening and discovering and resting and delighted and devoted. It doesn't mean that it's an end to emotions, that it's an end to story, that it's an end to compassion, that it's an end to crying. It doesn't mean that. This freedom is so big. This love is so big. All inclusive. And even as we know what's real and what's not, tears may still flow. The heart may even be more broken than before. But you do notice that all of it serves. All of it is its own strange medicine. And life shows the way, and it looks so unique to each of us. Thank goodness none of us have to look like anyone else. It gets to authentically come through pure, spontaneous altruism, delighted to be its unique expression. Sweet. There's a little saying that I have. In working with plant medicines, I love inviting people to notice that which is never touched by the medicine. In the dream, how beautiful that this dream came to itself, shown up for itself. The dream of Pachamama, of Mother Earth, of this planet, gifting itself, its children, itself, gifting itself, its cells, these medicines, these opportunities to not just break free from mind, but to discover the psychedelic nature of mind also. It's like we take a psychedelic to discover, oh, I've always been tripping. I've always been in a psychedelic. Oh yeah, ayahuasca is so huge. Oh no, the everyday life psychedelic is even bigger than ayahuasca. That's even more potent. Oh, iboga is so powerful, so powerful. Oh, wait a second. My name, my identity, my religion, my story, my allegiance to time, bigger psychedelic. Even a bigger psychedelic. What do psychedelics invite? To see what's not there. And have you ever, when you believed a thought that isn't true, begun to see what's not there? Boy, do we start tripping on all these thoughts about a future, and all these thoughts about a world, and all these thoughts about a self. Oh my goodness, full on psychedelic trip. Wondrous. Again, in communicating this and noticing this, never means that it's bad. It's so innocent. It's so beautiful. And just as the psychedelic of ayahuasca, iboga, 5-MeO-DMT, DMT, whatever the ones they might be, LSD, all the various psychedelics, never touch this that is aware. The apparent psychedelic or the apparent poison of conditioning, identity, programming, misidentification, never touched awareness also. Awareness not touched by phenomena, still free, untamed, wild, vast, unbounded, available, delighted. This too, this too, oh, this too, oh, like this too, oh, love, infinite love, God, self, consciousness, Satchitananda, Christ consciousness, Buddha nature, like this, socks, colorful poof puffs, floor, toenails, jackets, underwear, no underwear, a soft breeze, all of it. Life here as itself, that which has never been described here as itself, that which has never belonged to anyone and everyone here as itself. that which has never been limited to any extreme of nothing is real, everything is real. Closer than all wondrous positions of mind and point of view. You. I love that I get to know you where names get to hug and bodies get to hug and stories and pasts and information about family and preferences and likes and gender and concern and ah, yay, fellow human, I see you. And I love that I get to know you as my own self, as pure, undiluted, aware intelligence, as freedom itself. And recognize that in the past, something like that may have been like, oh, wow, I want to get that, so cool, or oh, that's kind of crazy, or what, that's, oh, Lord, have mercy. Or let's make a religion out of something like that, but to recognize how natural this is to each of us. I love the demystification of words like enlightenment or freedom or liberation or oneness, because it's as present and as everyday as having a nose, to also be infinite and vast and stable and free. The space that allows all bodies, all rainbow bodies, all phenomena to have their beginning, their middle, and their end. Closer. So if we're looking for a change in state or a change in energy, it's a good clue that we're just not noticing what is. Innocent, perfect, nothing wrong with it, nothing right with it. It's the mechanism of mind. But so much simpler. I'm always like, oh, right. It reminds me of that story where someone went to Papaji, one of my beloved teachers, and Papaji at this point had been teaching for years, sharing Satsang for years. And a beloved came to him and said, Papaji, I'm so damn excited. I got enlightened. I recognized my oneness with God and the whole universe and with my neighbors and with just so beautiful and so free. And Papaji's like, yeah. That's great. And then he said, but Papaji, I lost it. I lost it. Now everyone's my enemy, and I'm just so pissed off, and the world sucks, and fucking gravity. I lost it. And Papaji says, even better, even better, even better. In the gain and the loss, and 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 gain, the loss, gain the loss. We don't notice this effortlessly here, unchanging, at ease, at peace, free, infinitely willing, infinitely available. So naturally itself, not needing any maintenance, not needing any cosmic lawn, beloveds, not needing ever to be jimmy rigged, not needing ever to be taped or cinched or cemented or held. So reliable, this that is. We just notice again and again, oh, yes, right here. Oh, I'm enjoying the Netflix of my own mind, or the Gaia TV of my own mind, or the YouTube of my own mind, or the Stephen King film of my own mind. And oh, what is mind appearing in? Oh yeah, what's aware? Oh yeah. Is awareness here? Oh yeah. I know how mind experiences the moment. Let me explore, how does aware fulfillment experience the moment? It's like discovering the difference between living as a drain and it's never enough. Never enough, never, never. It's never enough. It's like everything. It's, our beloveds aren't enough. The attention isn't enough. The world isn't enough. Our spiritual practice isn't enough. God isn't enough. Spring isn't enough. Fall isn't enough. Winter isn't enough. Summer isn't enough. This place isn't enough. This planet isn't enough. This frequency is not enough. This life's not enough. That conversation was, it's like just innocent, 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 and nothing wrong with it. But yay that we have options available to us. And then exploring, oh yeah, so mind, any description is mind. I like to say the tres amigos of separation consciousness, the three pillars of separation consciousness: identity, time, and cause and effect. Innocent, nothing wrong with any of them. But it's the ingredients of a big old suffering soup. A lot of a bowl of a suffering soup. Not to say all the joy and the excitement and the adventure and the pleasure. This is only talking about the stressful points of view. If a story is working for you, how wonderful to have a good story. Why am I talking like Dracula? I guess it's Halloween. Oh. And so it's so very fascinating. But before I continue, I'd just love to just open this up. We have a microphone and beloveds at home. Hello, beloveds at home. And if there's something you'd like to explore or share, um, I'd love to hear what your experience is. Good morning. My mom would say, "Open your eyes." And I just wanted to take every shoe I had in that room and just be like, no. Yeah, what are you hearing? What's your experience? What is there a particular thought that feels really persistent? Is there a story that you're not free, that it feels real? A story that, yeah, anything. And beloveds at home, if you're watching this and you know my number and you want to text me something, feel free to text me. Yeah, I'm doing really good tonight. I explained that so well. So good. So good. So good. Another way of saying this sweet option, it's let's explore all the wonderful options, offers, and opportunities we have. I love you, Max Tucci. I know, it's so much fun. It's like when we're not so preoccupied and distracted by trying to fix something that never needs to be fixed, trying to heal something that never need be healed, we're so completely available. And it's like options after options after options, opportunity after opportunity. Living as the overflow. How else is infinite abundance going to express itself? How else is peace going to show up? How else is is joy going to reveal itself? May it be more and more obvious, is what I like to say. Peace is here. How fun for it to be ever more obvious. Abundance is here. How fun for it to be ever more obvious. Freedom here. How fun for it to be ever more obvious. Deborah Silverman here. How fun for it to be ever more obvious. Do that story again where he says, we don't control the wait, the medicine doesn't control you. You control the Tell me how he said it. I was at an ayahuasca session deep in the jungles of Hawaii on the wet side of the big island. With black vine. Where the black vine initiated into the order of the black vine. And we're in this dark space. This is not the modern kind of ayahuasca ceremony. This is, everything. There's no light allowed, no little light bulb allowed, not even a Disney princess light bulb. You're in the complete darkness. There's just nobody in the room to help you. No one to help. Oh, there's no volunteers helping. There's no light worker angels helping you. You're just sitting there with the medicine. You can't even lie down. You got to stay sitting on your mat. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up. Make sure you stay sitting up. And I'm sitting there, and I'm in Shangri-La. Everything is just this golden, shimmering Tron world. And I'm just like, ooh, just like, oh my God, this is love. And then, and it's scaring me. Keep going. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, then what happened? Then what happened? And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, in the darkness, I hear, help. And I was like, oh, there's someone needs some help. And we're all sitting there. Oh, God, this is where it gets good. They're sitting there, and then I hear it again, help. It was like a help that didn't want to be said. Like a barely little, like a tiny little voice. It was just a tiny little squeak of I need some assistance, please. And then I hear the footsteps of the shaman. And I'm so curious, because just as I'm in the medicine enjoying, I'm also, in school and taking notice of everything. How does this beloved show up? What's going to happen? And all I hear the footsteps. The shaman stands right in front of this beloved, and then all I hear is, drink some water. Drink some water. Drink some water. And then he goes back to his shaman seat, to his curandero seat. Shaman is for the beloveds in Siberia. But you know, it was just plain spoken, but curandero. And then
Curandero.
curandero, and it's golden, golden, golden. I'm back to my golden, golden Shangri-La. And then I just hear some more movement, and and then I can see in the dark with with ayahuasca and energy, and I see this beloved start crawling towards the curandero on their hands and knees, hyperventilating, and the beloved saying, "Help!"
Oh
Help.
God.
It's amazing. It's it's so beautiful.
And don't you want to
Like,
reach out and help
of
too?
course, especially it's a beloved of mine. And so I'm just noticing I'm totally available to support, to help. I'm crawl over with my golden Shangri-La, wrap her up in my golden Shangri-La arms, and see the beloved needs some water, needs some calendula, needs what who knows what's gonna be happening. And then and then I hear the shaman stand up, the curandero stand up, and and the curandero says to this beloved who just crawled to them, panting, saying, "Help, help," crawled and stood right there. And the curandero says, "Sit up straight. You the medicine don't control you. You control the medicine. Sit up straight." And and the beloved heard, like listened, like sat up straight, like, where's the hey?
Did
And
he hit her with the stick?
no, there was no stick.
Kinda.
But there it was a stick. His clarity and his recognition that this
Yes.
beloved was not a victim, and this beloved had full capacity to recognize the power of their own being, the sovereignty of their own nature. So yeah,
And did
there
she
was a
crawl
stick.
back? Did she crawl back, or how'd she get back to her seat?
She was doing like cartwheels and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Doing cartwheels right across the floor in the middle of an ayahuasca. That's what I thought. Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
right. I just pictured a bucket just following the cartwheels. Just
Oh, ew. And then she was okay. And then how does she tell the
well, then
story
what's
now?
so I'd love to hear her
I
version.
don't know.
So
I'd love to
maybe the
hear.
beloved's watching. Hi, this is my version, and and also so very sweet. There was a communication of like, oh, in that moment, I recognized what you mean when you say that which is never touched by the medicine.
Right.
A lot of times we take these medicines and we think that we're just swept up into whatever they want to show us, into whatever. And there is an element to that, and that is a very profound and powerful and something to be surrendered to. And it's not the whole story. There's also the freedom of you that not touched by phenomena. It's I love how Papa G says, and this is for all medicines as well. Imaginary medicine for an
For an
imaginary
imaginary
disease.
disease. Guess what?
Yes.
Remember, this is going to flip you out. Remember that temple we went into
Well, I think
with
I
the
just
nuns?
need to let you know that you are on sat. I am having
Oh,
satsang right now.
no,
Yes,
that's
this.
inappropriate.
Well,
Turn off the phone, goofball.
for a moment, I thought you knew, and then from then right now, I was like, maybe she don't know.
No, she didn't know. Absolutely, that was all intuition, and I can hear all the neighbors giggling. And I wish I was there, but I guess I am. And I'll tell you the rest of my story later. Jeez.
Alrighty, love, jeez.
Oh my God, that was so fun. A commercial break from Kauai. Everybody
Yes.
close your eyes and breathe in aloha. Ready?
Breathe in aloha.
And then breathe it out. It's called peace.
Thank you, aloha, Silverman.
Aloha. Love you. Love you.
Love you,
Love
love
you.
you.
Aloha.
I could have sworn they were watching at home. Tell that story. Yay! Okay, let's see. From beloved Andy, Ash, you gave me the invite, so I do have a question. The awareness is always there, the bliss is always there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yet, sometimes we grow and sometimes we stall. Some people grow their whole lives and others don't. Real growth, wisdom, judgment, compassion. The awareness isn't growing, it's all encompassing. What is it in us that actually grows? I feel super serious after the call you just had. There was like laugh out loud. No, it's perfect. It's so perfect. Well, I mean, how beautiful that there is no ceiling to freedom, to wholeness. In the limited perspectives that we've been practicing with language and with identity and with descriptions and with time and this whole kaleidoscope of phenomena, we innocently tend to project these concepts onto this wholeness of absolutes. And it's like absolute, not, it's like free even of the concept of whole, the concept of free, the concept of awareness, the concept of stability, the concept of nothing ever changing, nothing ever moving, free of all those. It's like the beloveds in the Vedic traditions and the Advaita Vedanta traditions have a little mantra of neti 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 neti, like not that, not that, not that, not that, never to grasp, never to hold. Too slippery for the mind, too slippery for any concept. So, what's so beautiful, it's like inseparable, this infinite aware wisdom, already the case, which is no ceiling to that, ever deeper, ever deeper, ever deeper. I remember one time Gangaji was at one of my concerts in Asheville. And after the show, Gangaji, beloved teacher of mine, it was such an honor having her there. And after the show, she came up to me and we were just enjoying each other, enjoying the one. And she was like, "You're so lovable." And I was like, "Yay, love, play this love that is." And she looked at me, she says, "Love that is, and deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Love that is, and deeper and deeper. Wholeness that is, and deeper and deeper." And in that space, such permission for the soft bodied poetry of animal, a human life, to forever continue growing, or the permission for the human life to be agoraphobic and to live out its slice of infinite freedom in false evidence appearing real. All inclusive, all inclusive. And what sweet support when this invitation appears, the dawning of this, when the conviction dawns and the recognition, the instinctive knowing, what support for a human being willing to grow and learn and to listen. It's like war stops. I love how Byron Katie says the first act of war, what is it? Defense. When we're in defense, it's war. Already started war. Already started. We're not listening. We're projecting. We don't even see the beloved. No matter what's coming out of their mouth, it's venom. No matter what's coming out of our mouth, it's venom, even if we have spiritual words behind it. We start beating each other with the Course in Miracles, or with or beating each other with the Bible, or with the sutras, or even with a Hafez or Rumi poem. And so it's so sweet, and the openness, such permission to be completely limited and completely clueless and completely unfolding and growing and learning and doing something over, and the repetition of things and the rehearsal and the practice. And it's so appropriate. It's so here. Yay, this life. Yay, these bodies. Yay, all there is to learn. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. So much to learn. Oh my God, there's so many things I want to learn. So many things I'm still learning. I fucking love the sensation of getting my mind blown. Don't you? Of like getting my ash mind blown. Of like, oh wow, I've never seen it, like never heard of that, or the new technologies coming forth. Oh my gosh. I would have never thought something as amazing as YouTube would appear. Or whatever the technologies are with regarding our health and regarding medicines. And so, beloved, I love that question. And I'm just going to read it again just to make sure I covered all the things. The awareness, it's all in what is it, in us that oh, beautiful. So yes, what is it in us that actually grows? This aware love. This everything is forever growing and forever never growing. Let me know if that was helpful, love. If there's anything else. So sweet to hear from you. Um, he's like, ha ha, yes. The concept of not giving a fuck. Oh, that's such a sweet concept. And what a delightful concept. Feel into it for a moment. What part of you has given a fuck? Is it your infinite aware self that has given a fuck? Or has that it's like you have never given a fuck. As aware, loving intelligence, it's kind of like, has the sky given a fuck about the weather? Has the sky been like, oh fuck, I need an umbrella now, bitch, because it's about to rain? Has the sky been like, oh shit, I gotta run to some shelter? It's just a veil. It's like, do your thing, weather. Awareness, do your thing, mind. Mind will give a fuck. Boy, will it give a fuck about everything, 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 everything. And then we think, oh no, I don't want to give a fuck. I want to not give a fuck. So we think mind has to not give a fuck. Good luck with that one. Mind is always going to give a fuck. It's its job to separate, categorize, compare. It's its job to measure. It's its job to forever indulge in story. It's its job to ever attempt to avoid the moment just as it is. It's its job to forever try to replace and replace and replace and replace something positive with a negative with a positive, whatever your kink is. It's its job to be itself. Just as an oak tree gets to be itself, a hummingbird gets to be itself, a platypus gets to be itself, a mind gets to be itself. How sweet. Mind gets to be itself. It doesn't have to change the qualities. So if we think, what are some of the things we imagine if mind changed, what do we imagine that would give us? If I only had the best, most positive thoughts, like if I only had let's say I even had better thoughts than Abraham Hicks, what would that give me? Oh, peas and carrots. Abundance. Right. Peace, abundance. If I only, and so we're always looking. It's like, again, so innocent. As within, so without. We live in a world where we're still a huge reliance and allegiance to an energy that is not sustainable. All these polluting energy sources of energy, from fossil fuels to coal. This is pollutions. We rely on that. And so we do the same thing with our mind. We rely on the coal of the past, on the fossil fuels of what was, of what's gone. And we don't notice the clean water that is our true nature, the free energy of awareness itself, aware intelligence itself, the qualities of aware intelligence already here, kindness already part of your being, love already part of your being, abundance already your nature, peace already your nature. Yeah. And then it's so sweet, we get to skip the middleman. Talk about the patriarchy. Lord have mercy. How long we've relied on this middleman to give us shit, to bring us shit, to fix our shit. And we overlook what an okayness. We overlook as one of the title of one of Byron Katie's books, Mind at Home with Itself. The end of the poem I wrote called Human Beautiful, where it speaks to all is well. With tears, all is well. As we grieve, all is well. With unanswered questions, all is well. In never picking up the pieces, all is well. Human being, yes. Human becoming, growing, all the things, that too. But mostly human beautiful. Human dreaming, yes. Human awakening, that too. But mostly human beautiful. Closer than any concept of dream or awakening from the dream. Human beautiful, just as you are. Human breathing, yes. Human dying, that too. But mostly human beautiful. Just as we have concept of dream, and then in the world of concepts, we need other concepts to justify that particular concept. We have a concept of life separate from life itself. So we have a concept of an afterlife or a death of life, an ending of life. One thing that's really sweet with these, in certain traditions, let's say the Tibetan Buddhist traditions, with Dzogchen practices, a big inspiration behind these invitations, these teachings, these explorations, these curiosities, these explorations, was to prepare one for the moment of death, was to prepare one for the end, was to prepare one for when the points of view we're familiar with are no longer. But if you notice, feel into the dream, if you believe in dimensions or realms, or say you're in heaven. And what's present? Descriptions are present. Oh, look at that harp. It's so gold. Oh, look at those angel wings. It's so iridescent. Oh, let's say we're with the Blue Avians. Oh, look at their city. It's so aerodynamic. Oh, look at the what's that? Give me some shit. Come on now. What do we imagine it's gonna be? The fifth dimension, the 12th dimension. Oh, look at Jesus and Mary. Oh, it's wonderful. Saying it. But we don't notice that the only thing ever happening at any moment is either an emphasizing our descriptions, wondrous that we have infinite Lego blocks of symbols and names and words, and how wondrous to consider that just because we've called something a thing 1,000 times, it has never once actually made it so. Just because we called a rug a billion trillion times, and the whole world may say, yeah, that's just a rug, doesn't mean that that's what that is. Doesn't make it that. It's just called that for practical reasons, for the practical delight of infinite conscious love meeting itself in every possible way, as socks, as as dreams, as houses, as drama, as a Trojan condom, or as a Trojan horse. I'm reading Achilles, Song of Achilles or something. This sweet little book is so much fun. So I have horses and condoms in my head, the Trojan horse in my head. And so it's so Notice that for a moment. The wonder of description consciousness, delightful, wondrous. Simultaneous with description consciousness, that which has never been named, that which is forever free of description, definition, and doesn't matter the realm. We have the delight and the freedom to play with every facet of degree of it. So it doesn't mean, it may sound in the limitation of language that it's dualistic. There's either description consciousness or undescriptive consciousness. There's either, but no, not that. Nitty nitty. All flavors, they're completely inseparable from each other. It's not like mind is separate from awareness. When we look at our phones and we look at our screens, how many images have appeared on our screen in the last day, the last hour? Yeah, if you're on TikTok, oh my goodness, the whole flavor of humanity right there. And every waterfall and every kitten and every, say, or whatever's on your For You page, say. And we think, oh, I'm seeing a waterfall, I'm seeing a bear, I'm seeing this, seeing that. And it's still just a screen. Still just silent, still depth, bottomless depth of being as apparently everything. Cat, still just God. Rug, still just God. Sadness, still just God. Sensation, still just God. Thought, still just God. Only one ingredient in the whole cosmos, and that ingredient is you. You. And how lucky for the dream of phenomena. Where does it get to appear? In you. That's why I like to say, from one perspective, everything is the best karma. The best karma. Everything, all the stars are aligned perfectly for everything. That thought gets to appear in the pristine, that is you. That feeling, that circumstance, this room, this planet appearing in you. And just like this moment where we can play with, oh yeah, description, emphasizing description, or emphasizing naked emptiness, seeing bliss. It's the same in no matter what apparent space we're in. This is where the lines between life and death just aren't there. Just not there. No matter where you find yourself, there you are. And you always can notice, am I emphasizing descriptions? And how wonderful I choose to emphasize descriptions. And if I'm emphasizing stressful descriptions, I imagine I'm in a hell realm. I imagine I'm in a terrible place. I imagine I could always stop and rest as awareness. When we're emphasizing descriptions, we innocently also emphasize the idea of something that's described experiencing other things that are described. So it's like, to the degree that we imagine ourselves to be separate is to the degree that we imagine an apparent other to be separate, whether it be thought separate, person separate, world separate, dimension separate, demon separate, saint separate. And to the degree that we rest in the wholeness that we are, that we know ourselves as the wholeness of this moment, is also to the degree that we notice the wholeness that is pure, spacious, undiluted, universal okayness. Infinite, soft-bellied ease. The mantra of open palm, open heart, open mind. And the poetry of a world that clearly reflects that. No enemy here. Friend serves support. Anyone want to share something? Have a song or a poem? We have a few minutes left. If you have a favorite barn animal sound.
I heard you say.
Can you pass the mic?
I heard you at the beginning say no transmission.
Yes.
It was so good.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, because I recommend a lot of teachers to people. And I often say to people, like, focus on the masters. There's a transmission there.
Beautiful.
Which is totally fine.
Right.
But I really heard you say no transmission. And it was...
Yay. I so received that. Yeah. You know, transmission, it's like, I love how, I think it was Nisargadatta who said something along the lines of, everything necessary until it's not. If Reiki is your thing, so wonderful. Go with it fully. You know, theta healing, dive into it fully. Dance, poetry, music, Hare Krishna. Explore it with every ounce of your being. Teachers that talk about transmission, that they have a transmission from somewhere that they're giving to you. So geographical, yes. So perfect, so wonderful. It's all the poetry, it's all innocent. Innocent. This moment, learning to love itself in every step, in every crawl, in every belly movement, in every soaring, in every flying, in every which way. I bow to each teacher, to each teaching, to each practice. You know, it's like, I like to say in ceremony, you know, mind at the feet of the medicine at the feet of loving awareness at the feet of all of it, every cell, every atom, every flash of a possibility.
Mary Oliver.
There's a poem by Mary Oliver. I'd love to hear it.
This is a really short one called Percy.
Okay.
Our new dog, named for the beloved poet, ate a book which unfortunately we had left unguarded. Fortunately, it was the Bhagavad Gita, of which many copies are available. Every day now, as Percy grows into the beauty of his life, We touch his wild, curly head and say, "O wisest of little dogs."
Get along, little doggy.
Percy done ate the Bhagavad Gita. Hey, when Brahman was like, "And why aren't you enlightened yet?" My dog ate it. My dog ate it. That's so sweet. Yay, Percy. We shared it. Awesome. Forever, never growing deeper and deeper. Forever, never growing deeper and deeper. I love you, Tucci, Tucci, Tucci. Oh, the joy. Oh, the joy. It's okay to choose joy. Yes, even now, especially now, even joy, joy, joy. Do 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 do. Sweet lady, you didn't be it do. Did it do do dee bop down, sweet lady, you didn't be it. Your peace is independent on the rest of the world. I'm just gonna stop right there. Your peace is independent on the rest of the world. Yet the peace of the world solely up to you. Your eyes have all the power to transform what they see. If they focus on the war, who is gonna bring the peace? Oh, rise up, people, and see with the eyes of your soul. Let's rewrite history, yeah. Erase all the lies we have told, 'cause no, no, no. Nobody is a victim here. Nobody is a victim here. Nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery like Bob Marley. Nobody is a victim here. Oh, nobody is a victim here. Nobody is a victim. Emancipate yourself. Emancipate. You know the mind is like a prisoner who won't use the key, yeah. Mind will stay in its cell and try to rearrange the furniture, but yet it's still in a prison of its own making. Yeah. Mind is like a prisoner who won't use the key. It would rather be enslaved than to set itself free. It locks itself in memories and complains about now. It locks itself in memories. Everything we've ever known is a memory. Yeah. It locks itself in memories and complaints about now. Always talking, screaming so it can't hear the sound. So raise your voices and sing from the silence within. There's nothing more powerful than a people who knows who they is. And now nobody is a victim here. Mm. And this doesn't mean that victim is a bad word. Victim has its place. That's not what this song is saying. But nobody is a victim here. Nobody is a victim here. Nobody is a victim here. Emancipate yourself, emancipate. You're not a victim of the government, a victim of the church. Not a victim to the beings that contributed to your birth. Not a victim of society, a victim of some race. Not a victim, not a. There ain't no victim in this place. Not a victim of the rapist or the murderer or thief. Not a victim to the fear that causes souls to lie and cheat. Not a victim of your body, victim of disease. Just gotta. Not a victim of your body, victim of disease. Not a victim, till you believe those thoughts you think. Not a victim, till you believe those thoughts you think. And even if you do believe them thoughts, you're still not a victim. Nobody is a victim here. So free. Completely drenched in the spirit. In the same spirit. The spirit that creates the dream of worlds. Oh, the poetry of the elements. Oh, the poetry of interconnected amazingness. Oh, the poetry of nature. Oh, the poetry of your heart. Universe within, universe without. Your hands are filled with spirit. Oh, your mind is filled with spirit. Infinite intelligence here, spirit. All the things you want to do infused with spirit. All the dreams you have infused with spirit. Drenched, 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 drenched. Drenched, 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 drenched. Fully, fully, fully soaked to the bone in the vibrancy, vitality of all you are and all you long for. All you are and all you long for. I acknowledge the blessing, the fire, the freedom, the spirit, the aliveness, the intelligence, the loving intelligence, the capacity for new ways of doing things, seeing things, the capacity to consider peace, to consider a ceasefire, to consider non-violence as the ultimate intelligence, to consider love as the ultimate intelligence, as the ultimate expression of dreams of masculine, dreams of feminine, dreams of father and mother, protector, dreams of family, dreams of a world, dreams of a society. I acknowledge that whatever thoughts are present amongst the apparent people of the world, whatever ideologies, whatever beliefs, whatever ideas as to what needs to happen, what shouldn't happen, who did what, who's to blame, whatever the thoughts are, acknowledge that that's just a very small, very spacious sliver, not even a sliver. In other words, the biggest part of everyone on the planet is the kindness, intelligence of their being. The biggest part of all the world leaders on the planet is the kindness, intelligence of their being. The biggest part of all the beloveds, all the mothers, all the fathers, all the ancestors, the biggest part is this loving intelligence. Never once, you know, you don't, the medicine don't control you, you control the medicine. To know that, to acknowledge that. So sweet. Such a gift. Thank you so much for this satsang, for this time together. I would love it if you can just offer one word into the atmosphere of this planet that only has ever existed in your own heart. Everyone on this planet is citizen of your own aware intelligence, your own heart. So we can pass the mic around and just offer one word. I would love to hear. And beloveds at home, please write one word in the comments or text me the word and I'll say it out loud.
Spacious acceptance.
Spacious acceptance. Thank you.
Clarity.
Grief. Beauty.
Awareness.
Surrender. Joy.
Forgiveness.
Liberation.
Acceptance.
And we have freedom. Sweetness. Enough. Enough. Feel free to share this with beloveds who you may feel may resonate with this. It's on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you'd like to leave a love donation, I think it's in the description for online. And if you'd like to leave one here, there's a little thing over there by the ginger snaps that you can leave something. Or you can ask me what the Venmo is and all that stuff. Thank you. I love you. You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, y'all.